on deck. Testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. What's up, people? Can you hear me? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's in the house? All right, guys. we here. Okay. Looks like my volume's good. Yeah. Welcome to the Tim Black Show, y'all. How y'all doing? Yeah. Give it up for my people on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, X. X is in the house. What's up, X? How y'all doing? Man, I'm telling you guys, these weekends, man. This weekend's been crazy. Hope your weekend's been well. Give it up for my moderators, the amazing Black Mamba in the in the Avenger, the chat room Avenger, Buck Bewley. Give it up for him, y'all. Yeah, man, give it up for him. I should have said the comical extravaganza. Buck Bewley, yo, what's up, yo? What's up? Man, it's crazy. Can you hear me? Oh, man, okay. And I want everybody to know that you're tuned into a political show. We cover politics, breaking news, black culture, all that good stuff. Try to get it all on every show. I got a great audience. I got a great crew. I got great people that support this channel and what we do across social and the internet and the undernet and the outer net. I watched a couple of, I watched Severance. So the internet and the outer net. I'm on the outer net right now. What's cracking, man? What's cracking? We're gonna get into it tonight, man. We're gonna have a good time. I'm trying to tell you. The title of tonight's show is The Truth About the Democrats' New Fighters. It's all performance. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Yeah, man. Very basic. I got my paperwork out with the old. Get this old stuff out the way. Got my new stuff on the table. So look, guys, tonight's show is going to be amazing. We got it all packed in for you. But once again, it's brought to you by the Tim Black Mug Shop. Go get a Tim Black mug at timblackmug.com. This is the Legacy Edition. While supplies last, Tim Black Show. Politics for the people. $20 to your door. That mug right there is a good mug, man. Dishwasher safe, microwave safe, and hater safe. Perfect for putting the tears of the liberals, the progressives, and the conservatives in there. You can put them all in there and then swallow them. I don't know what I'm saying, man. You know how free I am? I'm so free. I want to be free. I'm so free, baby. I could just say whatever, I mean, not whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not whatever. But what I'm saying is, it's just, I think it, then I say it. So much unlike your cable news anchors. Your cable news anchors, very scripted. Must be careful. Those advertisers, man, don't like you having a good time up here on this show. Man, oh man, what we got? Who's in the chat room tonight, man? Are people there? I want you to know I appreciate you guys, man. My Tim Black Wolfpack that keeps coming through and representing for us, man. You do some good work, man. I'm trying to tell you, Tobias. Dean Walker, what's cracking? Nigel Green, what's up, man? Angel. Yo. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find good people. Robert Dalton. What's going on, Harry? All love, Harry, all love. She cooks and roasts. Is in the building, yo. June Candela. Or Jun Candela. It's a Facebook person. What? What up? You moron with a false sense of conviction. Yeah, I would have one. We've got him, guys. Here he is. It's the racist white guy who's actually Latino. Right now, I got too many Latino jokes, man. I'm not even going to use them on you. I'm not going to do it. But what I will say, brother, is thank you for contributing all your earnings to the support of your own deportation. No, man, I don't mean that because I don't know your status. I don't know any of that. But we are going to cover you and your cousins tonight because we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover. You know, we're gonna have a good time tonight doing what we do. And we're gonna make sure that we continue to make racists on Facebook, racist goofies on Facebook. I don't know if he's racist. He could just be dumb. It's a lot of dummies. You know what I mean? So you know what? That's true. You know what? Let's not jump to the gun, Tim. Let's not jump the gun and call him racist. Let's call him a bigoted moron. And a loser. He's at my show. Only losers come to my show who hate my show. His wife probably told him, hey, come watch Tim Black. You got to watch him pick up some stuff. I'm going to go with a black guy if you don't. You need to pick up some of the smooth ways of the black. You're not black man. You got to do that. Pick up smooth ways of a black man, a debonair black man. See? Mr. Whatever your name is. I'm not the right one to pick with. Hey guys, I was watching some stuff this weekend, and I got to tell you, man, we have an influx. There's an influx of stupid. Yes, influx of stupid. Man, I'm gonna be hard on America tonight, man. America's not gonna like me after this one. They're gonna get Pam Bondi on me after this one, Topher. Hey, Topher 1000 or 1010. They're gonna come get me, man. They're gonna have to. Uli Christina, how you doing? Crumb, I thought you left me, man. Thought you said no more Tim Black. He's returned. Crumb has returned. It's okay, man. No one said we were going to be exclusive. What's up, D? Harris up in this joint. What's cracking? What's up, skeptical jerk? That's who I need around here, a skeptical jerk. We should get along just fine, fam. Anglo Kate. I don't know what that means, but okay. Yeah, man, I'm noticing, man, tonight's going to be a tough night for the dumb Americans, man. It really is, man. There's a lot of smart Americans, and we got a lot of dumb Americans. We got to talk tonight, man. We got to really have a talk because you read this title, The Truth About Democrats' New Fighters, It's All Performance. I mean, this should be obvious. I mean, the fact that I got to even hold a show on this topic, I feel like I'm going up to toddlers, and they got lollipops in their hand. My 3-year-old baby, she's got a lollipop in her hand. I feel like tonight's show is going to be basically just going up to her and going, get that out your hand. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's what I feel like tonight's going to be. Because if you've been watching these people talk about fighting, if you've been watching the Democrats talk about fighting and you bought into any of that nonsense, you got nerve to call Trump supporters names. I'm just saying, man, it's pretty hilarious. I mean, everybody out there that understands what I'm talking about, you gotta admit, it's kind of funny, right? You gotta admit, it's kind of funny, man. Let's not, look, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush, man. I mean, it's just hilarious, Black Mama. It's funny. I mean, think about it. Think about it, y'all. I'm serious, man. Just consider for a second what I'm talking about. We got people that hold jobs and raise kids. That's what's scary, man. These people are responsible human beings. We expect them to be able to, fill a gas tank up on their own, be able to maneuver a vehicle, drive it through traffic and not kill everybody. We expect a lot from our co-citizens, our fellow citizens, And they're actually buying Bernie rolling back out here again in 83, like, it is a revolution. You gotta have a revolution. Ain't you tired of really? Oh man, it's you know what? I'm gonna be mean to you because I'm sensing there's some people that need to be mocked in order to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do that, man. Anybody had a mother like that used to mock the hell out you? Why'd you talk to us like that? I wanted you to be better. It didn't work. A little bit of love would have worked. Not with your hard-hit ass. You needed all the yelling and berating and the switches. You needed all that. That wouldn't have worked on you. You was hard-headed. That's the way I feel tonight, man. I feel like tonight it's for the hard-headed ones who won't listen, man. We got to go get the switch. You know, you got to do it. Let's get it cracking, man. Let's go. Now, our goal tonight is 400 likes. Hit the like button ahead of time. Save time. It's right there on your phone. You ain't got to leave. I'll be asking people to do things they do while sitting down, and they still won't do it. How you going to sit down and can't hit like? How you going to sit down and can't hit repost? You know, you ain't got to go nowhere. You ain't have to pay to see this. I say, look, I'm up here for the next 2 hours, maybe 3. Doing everything, entertaining you, educating you, informing you. And I say, hit the like button. And people be like, maybe I don't want to hit the like button. And if you ask me again, I'm going to leave your free show. This is America, man. These same people want me to cry for the Department of Education? These same people. What? I'm about to get them, Johnson. They need all the smoke, Johnson. They need all the smoke. Let's go.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Shout out to my fellow radicals in the United States who believe crazy things.
You know, man, our first thing I want to say, what the hell you mean radicals? Oh, you mean you're a radical. Oh, you mean, shout out to all the radicals out there whom you're not a part of. Man, if there's anybody out here who still believes that she's a radical, you need to be kicked in the ass 2 times. The fellow radicals. Oh, this is going to be easy.
Like, a full-time job should be enough for you to live.
You know, it's funny how the Democrats didn't think that these things mattered 2 years ago. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago, no mention of all these radical things we need. You know what I'm saying? Like no mention, no one, nothing from her about all the radical things we needed. When it was, you know, when her party was in charge. No mention of, hey, maybe we should all be able to work one job and take care of our families. No mention of it.
And also, you know, believe in crazy radical things like if you kill someone, there shouldn't be impunity. And
if you kill someone, there shouldn't be impunity. What are you talking about? Look where she's looking. She's freestyling. She's freestyling this. Who's giving her the cue cards for this horrible speech?
Also who believe really crazy radical things like you should get a stimulus check without having to bail out a corporation for it, or that you should get a stimulus check without your employer, you know, if you work for one of these huge conglomerate employers, sending you into harm's way and being completely immune from any accountability for that. You know, shout out to my fellow radicals.
Man, you should not talk about being radical now that you don't have the White House. You should not be radical or talking about being radical now that you don't have the House or the Senate. You should not pretend to be radical now that you do not have the popular vote and lost several districts. A lot of purple went red. You should not pretend to be radical when you are out of power. The time to be radical, the time to talk mess is when it's time to fight. And the time to fight, actually time to fight, was back when you had the ability to win. But see, now people want to talk mess. You know, old man could always talk about what they could do when they was 20. Now that they ain't 20 no more, they say, oh yeah, man, you ain't seen them, man. You should have seen me when I was 20. Yeah, I knew when you was 20. I knew you. You was a punk then, and you a punk now. You couldn't fight then, you can't fight now. That's AOC, that's the Democratic Party.
Who think that, you know, we should live in a humane, advanced society. And that we shouldn't be under the thumb of a $7 minimum wage and, you know, racist systems.
Theatrics on Instagram. You know what? Theatrics on Instagram are a no-win for anyone. The policies that she's listing, all policies, she had a chance to put into action. You know, when the Democrats had the House and the Senate, and what they put into action, bumping their gums. Bumping their gums like they were eating bazooka bubble gum, Johnson. Bumping their gums like a major league pitcher on the mound. Bumping their gums like one of your best rappers. That's all they were doing. That's what she's doing now. And if you can't see through that, if you don't see that, this is all theatrical performance, and you're a grown-up. Now, kids may not know that Santa Claus is not real. Kids may not understand these things, but you should. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. We have a bunch of brain-dead people. We do. We do. There are people buying into this nonsense. The minimum wage. It's still $7.25. Whose fault is that? It wouldn't be your fault, would it? You're one of those lawmaker people that make the laws. You. Why are you telling us? Why are you telling us the things we don't have in the country? This reminds me when Michelle Obama was holding up signs saying, help get our girls back. Huh? What's wrong with this picture, man? The Democrats are the equivalent of Michelle Obama yelling, help get our girls back from Boko Haram. Meanwhile, she's sitting across from the president, I think Bill Burr brought this up, who has all the troops, who didn't go get nobody, but instead will make a video telling you what we need to do. Do you understand that these people are the people that are supposed to do the thing? Instead, they're holding rallies to tell you how we need to fight. No, you fight. It's your turn. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to already been fighting. The fight is over. You lost. You got at least 2 years to sit around and do nothing but fundraise by demonizing everything that he does while you do nothing but hold these dumb rallies.
Because, I don't know, because that just benefits whoever the people are in power to already be in power. So, you know, shout out to my radicals.
Man, she does not have a bunch of bots watching her, does she? I would hope she did. Are there real people watching her that be bigging this up, man? I bet there are a bunch of young dummies watching her going, yeah, get her, AOC. Tell them the truth. You know, tax the rich is a slogan, not a strategy. Where's the bill? Where's the vote? And saying it on the live stream doesn't count. You doing my job. I can't do your job. Go do your job. Don't do my job for clicks and likes. Go do your job. You should have been doing your job. All of these Democrats are getting up, doing my job, commentating, making content. That's all they're doing, folks.
Who think that maybe one way that we can deal with a lot of the shortfall that we have is to do things like legalize marijuana and tax the commerce on that so that we can fund our schools. Or, I don't know, tax the rich. Maybe we can tax the rich.
That's a slogan that doesn't do anything for us. It doesn't work. It's legislation and laws, which you had the ability to affect, but you don't affect them, do you?
So that people who have helipads on their house or near their house can help chip in for Black school districts that are perpetually
Black school districts. black school districts. You shut up. I don't even know why I said that. I just wanted to say it because she sounded like Elmer Fudd. Daffy Duck, something like that. Black school districts, let me throw the blacks a bone.
Underfunded. How about we do that?
Yo, man. The GOP is the only roadblock. Corporate Dems block progress just as hard, and they know it. See, that's the thing, folks. This woman was sitting up there backing Nancy Pelosi, the opposite of all her politics. They were buddy-buddy. They were buddy-buddy. Where was all the fight when you had the opportunity to fight within your own party to get stuff done? Why weren't you going on TV every night giving her the blues? Why weren't you doing live streams giving them the blues? They shut her down, and she quietly went and sat at the foot of Nancy Pelosi. That's what she did. Now, 3 years later, she wants to come out here and pretend because they done put a battery in her back, her and Bernie Sanders, and now they're going around talking like they're going to be the ones to save the country. Oh, I know what it is. They want to get you to save the country. To do what, you know? Give it back to them, who are the same people who lost it. It don't make sense. Listen to what they want you to do. They're holding rallies to get you to come out, give more. You know it's going to be money. It ain't free. They're going to need you to fund the movement because they need a revolution, which involves you giving your money and your time and your vote to put them back in power so we can do this shit all over again. So you can wake up and be like, wow, this is like Groundhog's Day. Now, they're a bunch of sloganeering jackasses with nothing else to do except coming up with things to say to make you feel like you need to do something. No. People that are watching my live streams, people that are watching her live streams, you're already doing what you got to do. You're going to work every day. You're paying your bills. You're paying your taxes. That's our job. Everything she's listing that we need to fix, that's her job. It's not our job. It's her job. This speaking truth to power stuff, that's our job. We could do that if we have platforms and want to use them for that. But that's not what the problem is. The problem is there's a lack of people making content. The problem is not there's a lack of people making Instagram videos. No, the problem is our politicians are sold out. The problem is our politicians aren't actually doing their damn jobs and haven't been doing their jobs for years. That's what the Democratic Party is out. That's why the Democratic Party is out of power, because they did not do their job, Johnson. They didn't get fired. They lost. Okay? They weren't wrongfully terminated from their jobs. Some of you watching, you know what that's like. That's not what happened here. This is a different thing. They were beaten. Okay? They were beaten out because they didn't do their job. They had the job, Johnson. Democrats had power. They were running the boat. And they blew it. And now they want to make it about something else. No, it's about you. You. So, you know, it's not just her, but it's about the Democrats in general, and it's about their policies, it's about what they're doing, it's about their messaging, it's about their actions, it's about the fact when they had the White House, when they had an opportunity. And I'm tired of folks not truly understanding what I'm saying here on this, because it is the backbone of the whole idea what I'm trying to spread, right? Which is we have to get off the treadmill with the Democratic Party. We got to stop falling for the okie doke. They were just in power. Where was all the urgency to do anything before they lost? Where was it? I didn't see it. I saw Kamala dancing. I saw Biden falling down. Where was the urgency? Because every problem they say we have now, we had then. we had then. These are not new problems. It's just that corporate media wasn't going to talk about them while they were in office. They seldom talked about them. If they could avoid discussing the problems, where our economy is now is better than it was under Biden. Most of his presidency. You do understand that. They got you thinking the sky is falling now when it was falling when it was under Biden. And they were quiet about it because it was Biden in office. That's the problem I have. And it's too many voters, too many black voters who side with the Democrats off the break no matter what happens. Too many white voters, too many Latino voters, too many Asian voters. But they're pretty much getting it now. I don't need us all to get it. It's the same song and dance every couple of years. And all I'm saying is, we need to say we're not beholden to any one of these parties because we realize what we're dealing with. We're dealing with liars, gaslighters, actors. That's all they are. Look, guys, let's go to the next topic. It's something to do with the Department of Education, which is another thing we need to talk about. Man, I had a great opportunity to bring someone on the show. We talked about this, but the conversation is ongoing. What we got?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I think the president was very clear. The outward-facing programs that are going to be affecting students there's not going to be any defunding for those programs. When he talked about student loans, that would be going to the Small Business Administration, and also then the programs for students with disabilities will more than likely rest in HHS, which, by the way, is where they began. I think we're looking at putting things in different departments where they can operate very efficiently as we look at how we can shut down the Department of Education.
Do they not operate efficiently now?
Not as well as they should be. As a matter of fact, the president campaigned on the fact that he wanted to close down the Department of Education. And what we saw with our scores recently with the NAEP, which is our country's report card, I mean, it's unacceptable where education is in our country today. And so the Department of Education does not educate one child. It does not establish any curriculum in any states. It doesn't hire teachers. It doesn't establish programs. Mm-hmm. What it is more of a pass-through of funding, which is appropriated by Congress, by the way. And so we want to make sure that that funding continues in the departments where it needs to be, but at the same time, give states the opportunities to be innovative and creative with their teachers.
Next.
I mean, I'm saying, man, we got a lot of people that are very concerned about this, and they should be. If you're not concerned about the education of our children, I don't know what you're doing, right? So any human being that has questions, that's concerned, I get it, and I'm glad I applied that, right? But here's the thing, man. The Department of Education, start talking to some teachers, not the ones on these TV channels, or cable news channels, not the liberal ones on cable news channels, not the people that may be impacted by the money because they're in, Washington working for the Department of Education. No, not those people. Talk to people at your local schools. Go to your school and talk to the teachers about it. Talk to them. Then form your opinion, because we got people that are watching cable news who don't know anything, and they haven't had an opportunity to sit down with a teacher and listen to them tell them the deal, right? So they think that this is going to make schools become bankrupt. It's crazy stuff, because the messaging of the Democratic Party has no filter. They just say anything they want to say. Whether it's Curry Champion or Alyssa Allison on MSNBC or CNN, I should say. They just say stuff. Angela Rye. People are just saying wild stuff that's not necessarily true at all. In fact, a lot of it is bogus. It's gaslighting. When I sat down and talked to a teacher about it, I did it live on air. It's on my channel. And what I deduced from that conversation is, just like Linda McMahon just said, the money The money is basically what they control. And why come we can't say, hey, get the money to the state? That's where it goes anyway. People say, well, if they give it to the state, what if the state don't want to give it to the schools? I'm like, that's always been a process. But now it won't go to the Department of Education and then go to the state. It's the same thing. They were basically, hey, man, we got $1 million to get to the states. We got $50 million to get to the state of Maryland, whatever number it is. After Congress would appropriate the money, they would give it to the Department of Education. The Department of Education would take some of it themselves and use it. Do you understand? Get it? Then say, here goes 70 million or 30 million. It was 100, here goes 70. Or 30, it was 50, give it 30. Or whatever it is, whatever the amount was, you would get less than if there was no Department of Education. Someone's got to pay for the Department of Education. There is overhead, there is administrative costs, there's all these other factors. So that's how I envision this. If they're not teaching, if they're not the ones setting the curriculums, if they're not the ones, you still have all the same fights. This does not solve all of the education issues. Don't get it twisted. All I see is Department of Education handling student loans. That's the only time I've ever seen people deal with Department of Education. It's loan money. That's it. Now, if we pass that portion onto some other department to handle the loan disbursements, then what we need them for? What is the necessary argument to keep the Department of Education running? And I'm just going to end on this, man, because look, if our education system has issues, and we know money is always an issue, why come we can't cut costs? Why can't we cut costs? I mean, as it stands, I don't know about you, I get emails from my school saying they need funding in a kindergarten class. How does a kindergarten class not have funding for crayons? You think maybe there's a couple of superintendents with over $150,000 jobs? $150,000 to do what exactly? I don't know. But it has nothing to do with those kindergartens having the proper resources in their classroom so that my daughter can learn. Whatever it is that they're doing, it doesn't pertain to the children learning. Get it? So that's where I'm at on that. Let's keep going, y'all.
Next on deck with Tim Black. Next on deck with Tim Black.
What we got here?
There is such an irony to Democrats talking about oligarchy because, of course, for every one billionaire that backed President Trump, Kamala Harris had 2. 9 of the 10 richest counties in America are represented by Democrats. 65% of Americans making over $500,000 a year today are Democrats. 75% of hedge fund managers who make political donations donate to Democrats, and 95% of political donations from the top 3 management consulting firms go to Democrats. Meanwhile, President Trump absolutely crushed with Americans who make under $100,000 a year. The Democrats are the party of the wealthy. And Donald Trump is representing the working class because he simply lifted the pro-worker elements of the Democrats' agenda when they abandoned the working class to cater to their rich base. This is all performance art. And what's so upsetting about it is they are being paid by the American people to serve them, and they're doing nothing of the kind.
Oh, God.
We will not be silenced. The silent riot has begun.
Help! Help, everybody run! I don't know why I put that in. I was thinking comedy relief type of thing. I put that in there for that, because it's kind of crazy. Folks, you know what I think has happened? The Democrats got the whole world to focus on Elon Musk. They said, Elon Musk is with the Republicans. See? They're the elites. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, don't get it wrong. I mean, he's in the White House with Trump shooting videos. If you're in the White House with Trump shooting videos, I guess it's hard not to say, or Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is hanging around with Trump. I get that. But Democrats have taken that whole thing and used it to manipulate it to say that, see, Trump's got all the billionaires working for him. And, you know, that's just not true. It's just not true. There are a lot more billionaires than just Elon Musk, and a lot of them gave to the Democratic Party. In fact, Elon Musk was a contributor to the Democratic Party. And no one complained while he was doing it. No one said a damn thing when he was giving to Obama. Nobody said anything. It's just like, oh, well, that's what you do. He's one of the good billionaires. He gives to us. People laughed at Trump supporters. They called Trump supporters dumb. And they said they were dumb, the poor whites, the dumb people, the dumb older, you know, they had all this mocking they would do of conservatives who voted for Trump. But now that Elon's with the Republicans, they're trying to flip it like it's the party of the rich. Well, that's just not the case. It's the other way. The potential elitists, you know, those people have always been with the liberals. That's always been the way it's been. Working class and Democrat, you know, the working class folks, you know, used to be 50-50, but that's almost 20 years ago now. It's no longer that way. Democrats have never been fighting for working class type issues. They just haven't. That's why they're getting their asses kicked. That's why they say things like, hey, don't bring up sports, don't bring up bathrooms, because that's working class complaints. You don't think a bunch of rich kids and their parents are concerned about that stuff. Nah, because they have enough money to build another bathroom. They just put another wing on a school. You see some of these rich schools, they look bigger, they're bigger and more decadent, more laid out, have more resources than your local college. You ever seen these places? So now they're not worried. This working people that worry about these things. The Democratic Party ceased to be the party of working class people long time ago. That's why I get pissed when I see Bernie up here talking. He's really talking to his own party. And he pretends he's not. When the main culprit are the Democrats. It's not poor ass conservatives in the red states across the country that want us to stay in wars and send money abroad. Nah, that's not them. It's not poor ass people, working class people, barely middle class, underneath middle class, trying to strive to get to middle class people. They want to keep the borders open. Why would they want that? They're not going, but who's going to who's going to do this? I saw some Democrat saying, who's going to work in our factories? Us, dummy. Even their talking points don't even make sense. From a worker, anybody who don't have a trust fund, anybody who ain't just waiting for their parents to kick it so they can pick up, you know, a couple $100,000. Like anybody not in that position. And it's a lot of those people not in that position. Those people looking at the Democratic Party going, what the hell do you got for me? It's pathetic. It's true. It's true. The Democratic Party used to be. The operative word in that sentence is used to be. They are no longer this thing that a lot of older blacks just will not let go of. But people won't let go of this old school, what they used to be, party. As far as what it stood for. I don't know if it ever lived up to it, but what it used to stand for is not what it stands for now. Now it stands for DEI, which is everybody but black people. They'd convinced because they put out a couple black scholars, gave them a couple of grants to do whatever type of NGO. And now it's like, oh, these are people that they support these initiatives. But when you peel back the wrapper on it, when you start looking at the fine print on it, you realize it don't really benefit us. It's not like it's not going in the poor neighborhoods benefiting us. This is some garbage. So, look, man, we need to wake up now whenever, while we still have an opportunity. We need to wake up now and recognize what's going on because it's pretty clear and obvious. That's why I say it's not about running into the Republican Party. It's about saying, hey, we're gonna be free agents. We ain't gonna let the Democratic Party scare us into doing any damn thing. We're not gonna jump into the Republican Party. We're gonna be a free agent, and every 2 years we're gonna say, hey, what you got for us? What are you doing that's gonna help my community? What's gonna help my family? What's my best interest? And we're gonna act accordingly. And we're gonna pool our resources so that we can support candidates who ride for us. In the moment they buckle and turn, we pull our support. That's what everybody else does. We don't hold on to them just because. That's right. All right, Johnson, let's keep going.
Rich base. This is all performance art. And what's so upsetting about it is they are being paid by the American people to serve them, and they're doing nothing of the kind.
I forget where this came from.
We will not be silenced. The silent riot has begun.
That's your resistance.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Politicians. So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
When she said that, it's like, what did you mean by taken down? What do you mean by taken down? Okay, she's in hot water right now with the Attorney General, Pine Bondi, because of this statement. What do you mean, taken down? People are burning his dealerships, right? People are burning his vehicles. The President of the United States had two, not one, but two attempts on his life. We saw an executive for United Healthcare get gunned down in the street. When you say taken down, what do you mean? See, this is why I got a problem, guys, because there are people that are going to make excuses about this because she's a brown-skinned person. I'm not even going to say she's a black person. Or because her skin's brown. But there are people going to make excuses for this, knowing that if she would have said this about somebody that they actually liked, they'd be like, who is she talking to? But since they don't like Elon Musk, they don't care what she says. They're going to support this type of rhetoric, even though it's in a climate of people getting death threats and people getting death attempts, and people's property, their businesses being destroyed as we speak. So when she said taken down, what does that mean? What's that supposed to mean? Why would you use that type of language? I don't use that type of language. And this is what I do. Why would she do that? Why would a lawyer and a congressperson come out and talk like that? And then to play a victim when the Attorney General says, you need to watch what you say. Let's keep going, guys. Because now she's the victim saying they're attacking me, which is basically, I guess, why she did it. More publicity. That's what I think.
Listen, I have learned as I serve on the Doge Oversight Committee that there is only one language that the people that are in charge understand right now. And that language is money. And so I've been so proud to see us organize behind a cause.
New today, a direct message from Attorney General Pam Bondi to a sitting member of Congress for comments about Elon Musk. Let's take a listen.
Now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's just basic safety.
Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, vice-ranking member on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, pardon me. It's always good to see you, my friend. And I'm going to say, I was looking at you on the monitor while you were listening to Pam Bondi. You seem to be not fazed at all. The Attorney General there.
Yeah, she's not phased at all, man. Not phased at all. You know, I don't want to hear this talk about, you know, how you, let's not pretend that this is not a dumbass thing that she did. I mean, you ain't got to kick the hornet's nest just for notoriety. But that's what she's doing. She thinks it's cute. It's no big deal. If it's no big deal and it leads to problem for you, we ain't gonna be there to help you. That's it. Since it's funny, it's a big joke. Ha ha, you no longer black now. I thought you said you know you black in America. Maybe you're not. Maybe you don't know. I thought that's one of your major things is I'm black. My people built this country. Yeah. Yeah, well, don't you know this is dumb? Like, don't you know that when you say take down someone in the climate that we live in on your birthday, that shit could actually happen? That there are people that are violent? We see it. We see people doing violent things across the country. But look at her laughing. It's just the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy of a lot of people that think that is cool. They think that's cool. I don't think it's funny. And I think her grin, her Kool-Aid grin, if an issue happens where she gets brought up on charges or something happens to her standing in Congress, I would laugh because she would deserve it.
There, though, is telling you to tread carefully. I'm curious your response, and have some of these protests at Tesla dealerships gone too far?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to say that I participated in a Tesla takedown. That is the name of the website. And it was all about this large protest that they're calling for. And this is a nonviolent protest that they're calling for. And in fact,
how about stop buying it? You know, when the conservatives boycott, they just say, don't buy this shit. That's it. You ain't got to say take it down, because that can be interpreted as many different ways. Well, how about just not buying it? What happened to just avoiding it? You know, we come from a long history of boycotts. Boycotting, shut them down. Shut them down does not mean destroy it. Don't ride the bus, get off the bus, does not mean blow up the buses, right? A sit-in did not mean go burn down the places, the restaurants, right? So we got people, we know we live in an era with a lot of destruction to property and people's lives and physically. We know what's going on. I just don't understand why you would open yourself up to it and then try to act like it's cute. This shit ain't cute. This is going too far and it's stupid. And particularly for a member of Congress. That's why I'm saying, man, I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like she's being used beyond her own knowledge. Now, she's being used on her own at this point. And she thinks this is a game. She thinks it's funny. She thinks this is cute.
When I was on there, which is why the Attorney General had to say that I wasn't calling for violence, and it's ridiculous that I even have to say something like that, but because they are trying to twist our words.
Oh, no, because we've had 2 assassination attempts. We had property being bombed and shot, bullets into cars, people having their cars destroyed at their homes, at their places of business. You know all this. But to you, it's funny. It's a game. I guess because it's not your property and you're not the one in the crosshairs. It's all funny, funny, funny. Look, man,
one of the things that I told people to do is make sure you are adhering to the laws in your area. Make sure you know what it looks like to protest and to be able to
take down. What do you mean take down? How about just say, let's not buy, let's boycott. You know, Al Sharpton, I don't like Al Sharpton's nonsense. I think Al Sharpton is a relic of the past and needs to go. I think he's been eating off at the trolley of black people's pain and suffering for far too long, brokering our pain for a paycheck. Like, I'm tired of Al Sharpton. But at least if Al Sharpton has a boycott, it's just a boycott. And we ain't gonna buy from you. Okay, you know, that thing with Target, I guess it's with Target, right? They're not gonna buy from Target for a month or whatever it is. Very clean, very obvious what's going on. Nobody's thinking people are going to do anything to Target, right? Because Target's had class action lawsuits against it for discrimination, just like Walmart, just like McDonald's. These people don't realize they get a battery put in their backs and they're going to go to jail, messing around with Crockett, so that she can become popular. For no other reason than just be popular and sell her t-shirts. That's it. That's all she's doing. She ain't going to advance. She's not going to advance this way. And I just don't understand why you would be so reckless. Forget her. She don't care. She's a protected member of a protected class. She's in Congress. But the other people that are listening, people that agree with her, people that think she's got a point, people that cheer for her, people that are roasting her competition. I heard about this. I'm like, what? They totally have it twisted. Jasmine Crockett is playing loose and fast and seeing this is her 15 minutes. And she's willing to put you, Goofy, into harm's way for no reason. Like I said, there's no reason to play this game. Just say, don't buy from him. Don't buy his stuff. What you mean in your area? It's illegal to burn other people's property, damage other people's property in any state in America. That is illegal. You don't need to say in your state, follow the rules.
To raise your voices and to exercise your constitutional right to free speech. And what we see is that they want to dull our free speech rights. They want to make sure that those that are participating in the press, because we saw that there have been recent attacks specifically on this news organization, they want y'all to kind of tamp down what you say and hopefully buy into the lies instead of.
They want you to tamp down what you say. Now they want you to not say shit that's a lie. That's all. Stop lying. Stop lying and gaslighting and making up shit. That's it. That's all. Stop being slick. Stop trying to intimidate other people and just go ahead and be a losing party that you are. Do that. Do that. People that can't see the losing party is causing drama because they the losing party. They kicking and screaming, throwing a temper tantrum. They're like a 2-year-old in the corner who you told no more cookies. And they losing their damn minds. And instead of the American people going, you know what? That child need to learn that, no cookies. You say no cookie, no cookies. America said no more cookies, Democrats. It's that simple.
Going out there and just telling the truth. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that. So just in case.
How about that? Tank Tesla. There you go. Tank it. Don't buy it. Don't buy Tesla. That's fine. That's fair. Folks, that is fair to say. Do not buy Tesla. But anything that even hints at violence, they're going to come get your ass. Now, she'll be fine. She can say reckless shit. Her and Maxine Waters can say reckless. Why is it always them getting black women to do this? I noticed this thing. Is it just me? If it ain't her, it's Simone Sanders. If it's not Simone Sanders, it's Maxine Waters. Why is it always, it seems like black women are the ones they send to do this dumb shit? Why is that? Anybody else notice that? I know I'm not alone, man. What is it about us that we end up being the spokespeople, the crash test dummies for bad ideas? I'm not seeing any white women do this. I'm not seeing any Latino women do this. I'm not seeing any Asian women do this. Why is it always black women, the ones like crash test dummies for the Democrats? This shit will not end well. You keep saying the wrong thing. Elon Musk is going to have the biggest, well, I guess you got Soros. You know, Soros and Sam Bankman-Fried, two billionaires at the time, are the ones that put her into Congress. But see, there are people going, well, that's money well spent. We like those type of billionaires to help us. She don't work for you, Goofy. She worked for the billionaires who put her in office. Get it? No, they don't. They don't get it. They don't get it. I had one of the worst comments I've seen all weekend. And I see a lot of worst comments, and I'm not responding. I'm just looking, you know. I can look. I just can't respond to negative comments. I can respond to positive ones, but not negative ones. Give the love to those that give love. It was a woman that said the reason why the Democrats haven't promoted Jasmine, why she didn't come up in the poll for president, is she a real black woman. And I don't know why I just said it like that, but that's how it felt when I read it. They said she a real black woman. It was like, damn, that's what you think? You think the way she's been carrying on and acting is a real black woman, huh? And you think that's why people have not supported her? Nah, man, we haven't had a lot of women on the stage that haven't given the opportunity to do, you know, I don't know. If all you're looking at is her and Kamala, and you're comparing the two, I get why you would say that, but these are not fair adjustments. They're different types of people. There are all types of women. There's all types of black women. There's more types of black women available in this world than Kamala Harris, who is not even a black woman, and Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is a puppet for Soros. That's all she is. Why else would she say these dumb things? Going in the country illegally is not illegal. It's not a crime. What? A lawyer said that. A lawyer said that. Now a lawyer's telling you, go out here and do whatever to shut down Elon's dealerships. Why can't you just say don't buy from the guy? Why can't say that? Why can't we just say, why come all these Democrats can't get together and say, if you own a Tesla, sell it, or I don't know, and don't buy Teslas? Fine. That's fair game, Johnson. That is fair game. That's the equivalent of people that stop watching me when I stop listening to progressives, when I stop talking that shit. That is very fair. But what is not fair is saying destroy, which I've had people try to do. They disagree with something I say. They don't like my politics. Now they want to destroy what I've worked on. Maybe you don't understand what that is because it hasn't happened to you. The people have intentionally tried to sabotage you for no reason, then they disagree with you. I've been on that. I've been in that. I've seen people have tried to do that to me. So I don't support that. I say if you don't like someone's content, don't watch them. If you don't like someone's politics, you definitely don't got to go buy their merchandise or their damn cars. But why would you think it's okay to vandalize or destroy or threaten people's lives or their property? It's not okay.
Case the slow people listening decide to clip this up later, I just want to say that I have never promoted violence whatsoever, yet I've also never made excuse for.
Well, January 6th, we know. You never made excuse about January 6th. I tell you, man, We will never stop hearing this. It's like the conservatives say, the conservatives will never stop saying BLM riots, BLM riots, BLM riots. And Democrats will never stop saying January 6th, January 6th, January 6th. Never stop. And I hope there are people out there who are not so who weren't born with a Democrat tattoo or Republican tattoo on their thigh or on their back or their lower back. Yeah, their lower back. You got a Democrat stamp on your back or Republican stamp on your back. I'm hoping that Americans, man, some of y'all can get it, or the majority of us. Hope we get it, man. Two wings of the same bird, man. They both do the same shit all the time. You got Democrats 4 years later still talking about January 6th as if it was the end of days because some people went up to the Capitol and got buck wild. And we got Republicans still bringing up BLM riots as if they know who was in those crowds who were rioting. They don't even know. But they're going to keep talking about it and have been talking about it since 2020. Yes, about 5 years. So it's the same thing. They're both doing the same thing. Bring up old shit to justify their own bad actions. That's what they've been doing. And I think it's just tiresome. And I just hope that my independent people, my people that don't claim any parties, are at least smart. And if you do claim a party, at least can be unbiased enough to say, yeah, this is lame. This got nothing to do with making my life better. Like all the January 6th, bringing that up and bringing up BLM riots don't have anything to do with making your life better for your kids. It don't do nothing for you. It's just a wasted, what Jasmine Crockett's talking about is just a waste of air.
Those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th. So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
When Pam Bondi, though, says...
Think how stupid what she just said is. Lock back up those guys that he let out.
Tread carefully. What does that even mean?
Yeah. All it means is that she's attempting to get me to say... Oh.
It means it's a threat. It can be taken as a threat. So watch what you say. That's all. Right? Like, when you say take somebody down, when we live in a time where people are getting shot, maybe that's not a good thing to say. As a birthday present to me, we should take down Elon. Like, what does that say? On his face, it sounds pretty bad. But we can't be honest. And even who's this jackass interviewing her? We don't hear well? That's why I just said, man, if I don't have to do this show, I would not watch this shit.
Oh, I'm going to be scared and I'm just not going to say anything.
You're not helping. How is it helping? Go pass some laws. Go pass laws that help Texas. Go do that. What are you? A news channel now? I thought you were a lawmaker. Go do some lawing. Yeah, go do some laws. Go do that. Why are you on TV every day? Every day I go pull clips of important shit or interesting shit or popular shit that's being talked about in the news. There you go. Why you just can't go do your damn job, Jasmine Crockett? This is what I do. I was doing this when you was still in grade school. I was doing this. When you were in high school, I was doing this. 14 years, I've been doing this. Won't you go do what your job is? Your job is to change laws. So don't say, why am I doing it? This is what I've been doing for damn near 15 years. Your job is to fix laws. I was not elected to Congress. I have a corporation, a media company. This is what I do. She's not supposed to do this. She ain't supposed to be on TV every day, talking shit and making veiled threats and dancing to Kendrick Lamar and pretending to be an Avenger. She's supposed to be working for Texas. Man, where are the people in Texas to call her ass out? Willie D. Who else in Texas? Who the where y'all at? They bigging her up. Him and DL probably bigging her up. That's good what she's doing. What she's doing good. Just because they want her on his show because they think it's going to give them views. These people do not care, man. They do not care about a damn thing, man. I'm trying to tell you. These people are horrible. They are horrible, Johnson. Horrible. Horrible. Charles Barkley, terrible, terrible. Just terrible, terrible, terrible. I'll tell you, Ronnie, this is terrible, terrible what they doing, terrible. I'm just so stupid and terrible. I hope we're almost done. I'm getting too pissed off.
Because they are willing to literally break the law. I mean, that's what we've seen them do. They are
literally, Lord have mercy, Johnson. Please help.
Willing to literally break the law. I mean, that's what we've seen them do. They are ignoring court orders. They are ignoring what our own laws are.
And you are talking in circles, and you are putting yourself in direct line of fire for the damn attorney general of this country. That's what you are doing.
When we look at things such as impoundment, things like that, this entire administration is rogue. All voices of dissent they are trying to lay out for the Department of Justice.
Man, how long y'all gonna let her talk? Jesus Christ. Next. She's still talking. Jesus Christ. Look how long this segment is. They let her go so long, it's just dead air.
And to do.
And so,
damn it.
Jasmine Crockett.
IDEA stood for. And that is the law that protects disabled children and makes sure that they get a fair and free, appropriate education in this country. Full stop. Number two, what they're trying to do is keep people suspicious of education and keep people undereducated. An educated populace can challenge its government.
You know, man, I saw this clip and I thought, man, this is disgusting. This is a new representative. I forget her name. Bynum. I forget. She just got in office. And she's already like, she's immediately going to these, her talking points are so bogus. You know, there have been people that have talked badly about the Department of Education as long as it's been a Department of Education. Why come people just can't have a different opinion? You know, why can't we just accept that some people have a different point of view? Why you gotta say they don't want us to learn? They don't want us to learn. They want our kids not to know shit. They don't know shit now, lady. That's the problem. Schools are bad. Schools are bad. They're not where they need most. I say, once again, they put a black woman up, get her to say dumb shit that don't make sense. Just cape for the Democrats. That's all they do. Why do they do this to my sisters all the time? And why do they let them build? Well, you know why, Tim. It's called career advancement. Look, man, I'm not going to go back through the whole thing about the Department of Education. I'll just say this. If you look at the numbers, the test scores, how the schools are doing, how the kids are progressing, average child, like 4th grade reading level in the 12th grade and shit, in some of these districts, it's not working. It's not working. Okay. To make your pushback, I'm sure there's valid pushbacks that can be made. And I even asked Dr. Musa Abdullah when he came on the show and we talked about it, who'd been an educator for 25 years. I even asked him, I was like, Doc, what are some of the pros, you know? Because I wanted to know the other side, like, what would people say who disagree with you? What would their arguments be? Their arguments, there may be some arguments, right? Like too much control to the states, because you don't trust the state. You know what I'm saying? People may not trust where they live. And that's a valid concern, right? We might need to address that. But to then say, to like boil that down to, they don't want us to learn, that's why they're doing this. They want to give it to the Department of Education, taking all the money from the schools because they don't want our schools to have money. Like, it don't make sense. Like, they want to, all they know is to demonize other people, the other side, and not look at any of the things that need to be prepared on their side of the ball. And this is schools. Schools are not Democrat or Republican. It's just they fight over these topics and these issues as if they are issues are themselves part of their party. When it's not, it doesn't make sense. If you're going to operate within the idea that people don't want you to be successful and that's their motivation, there really is nothing to talk about, because there's no way to disprove that radical type of ideology of what you think people are about. I don't think that's what drives people saying they want to, that's not what drives me saying, hey, if the schools are not performing, we need to try something new. It may take a radical approach, like altering the way that we handle education in this country. You're not bringing up any solutions to fix the problem. You're just demonizing this solution. And then they boil it down to, you don't want people to learn. You want your population to be dumb and not know anything. We're not getting rid of schools. Schools exist. If they were trying to not let children learn, they would close the schools. But also, Miss Representative Bynum, they're closing schools in places like Illinois and in cities like Chicago, Memphis, Philadelphia. Schools were closing. So what's that? And those are blue districts. Baltimore, schools closing. Those are blue cities. But you want me to believe Republicans are evil, they want to shut down schools when they don't control that the schools stay open in the local districts. Whatever's going on now is not working for the Department of Education. I don't know how, if they're not a part of the problem, why haven't they been part of the solution all this time? It just sounds too much like the same scared-ass Democrats who wanted to keep control and wanted to keep our votes and told us Trump gonna bring slavery back. Have no evidence of it, have no proof other than them saying it. Biden saying they gonna put y'all back in chains, trying to scare black people to vote for his party. With no evidence of it, no proof, just saying shit. And for you to say they want to shut down the Department of Education because they don't want black kids to learn, it's horrific to say. It's low to say. And for black people just to hear it, it's just so many of us are going to hear it and believe it and don't even ask for evidence. Like, where is this even coming from? So you mean to tell me, if I decide I no longer want to shop at the particular store, that means I don't want kids to eat? Or if I say we need to shut down this store, or if I say we need to not eat McDonald's, that means I want kids to starve? Nah, I want us to eat different food. If I say, hey, we need to stop drinking sodas with that high fructose corn syrup shit in them, that doesn't mean I want kids to go thirsty. I want us to drink something better. It's very reasonable and logical what I'm saying. But people like this representative make it seem they try to jump straight to some idea of some nefarious intent that's based on racism and trying to eliminate people off the face of the earth. What all we're trying to do is stop giving all the money to an agency in D.C. to then give the money to states. Why do we need them to give the money? Why can't, when Congress appropriates the money, it go directly to the states? Why does it have to pass through another agency who's taking a cut of the money? Why is that? Look, I don't know if this woman's married, but if she's not married, and there's a chance of that, considering considering, divorce rate in America. Divorce rate in America is atrocious. Shout out to any of the couples out there that's still together because it's a tough game. But let's say you're divorced. Let's say you got kids. How would you like it if your whatever arrangement you got set up, let's say you get alimony. What if there was an entity getting your alimony check before you got it? Who took who took some of it out, took out some of your alimony money and put it in their pocket to run their office and do their conventions and hire their staff and clean their building and rent their vehicles? How would you like it if your $3,000 alimony check turned into $2,200 or $1,900 because of overhead, because of a pass-through, because you got to wait for some other entity to give it to you? You wasn't saying for that at all. But you let that happen to your kids and all our kids because you're a fucking Democrat and you want to stand with Democrats? But I bet if you said, I don't want this person taking care of my money no more, it can come straight to me. We don't need no middleman. I bet you wouldn't want nobody to say that meant that you didn't love your kids. Now, you'd be upset. You'd be pissed off. You'd be ready to go to war. And that's how I feel about these bogus claims. And I say, look, man, both sides do this. Both sides do it. Democrats and Republicans do it. But here's the difference, guys. Democrats owe us because we give them our votes. Black America votes for Democrats 90 to 95% of the time. So I spend 90 to 95% of my time on them. You understand? And we're going to give our votes to them 99 or 95% of the time. Then I'm going to spend 95% of my time on them. I'm not going to be like Roland or these other people that spend 5 minutes on Democrats and then go out to Chuck Schumer like he the Antichrist. Yeah, we could call out Chuck Schumer. But getting rid of Chuck Schumer doesn't make this party better. It still sucks. They all decide to offer up somebody every couple of years to be the fall guy for their failed policies. And lack of relating to American real-life people. Let's keep going. I think she's done.
And they don't want that. And then the third thing is they're trying to move us back where we don't have investments in the latest research. You know, when I went to the Library of Congress, one of the things that's up on the ceiling in one of the rooms, it talks about the United States contribution to the world. And the picture that it has there is this is what we do. We innovate, we research, we build the best and the brightest, and they're trying to take us back.
We're trying to take us back to not building the best and brightest. Based on what do you say that? You should not be able to just say that without saying something like, based on what? What have they done that has made it so we don't build the best and brightest? What is it? It's like they just pull things out of thin air and have nothing to support their arguments. And they talk to people that never say, okay, explain that. What are you talking about? You know, it's very basic. You know, today I was watching Den of Thieves, Part 2, right? I was watching Part 2, Den of Thieves, with Dude, you know, with Ice Cube's son, O'Shea, right? Number 2, The Second Coming. And Dude, I like Dude. It's the guy, whoever knows, anybody know who's a Den of Thieves, shout it out. Anyway, and I can tell you why I like it so far, you know? But if I say, hey, the Den of Thieves is a good movie, y'all, it's a great movie or it's a good movie, you should go see the movie because it's a good movie. You should say, why? And I should be able to say, well, I like the adrenaline in the movie. I like the cinematography in the movie. It's got a decent storyline. I like the main characters. They're neither good nor bad. They're actually, in some ways, they're bad, but they're good. They got good traits, different things about them. I like characters that are not just one-dimensional. They're fleshed out. Like, see? And then say, well, what was it? So you have to explain what it is. But these people get to go on TV. They get to go on cable, get to go on this. This is a popular leftist show that she's on here. This woman, this is a representative, this is a congressperson, freshman congressperson. And she gets to say, they're trying to take us back. And she won't tell us why or how. It doesn't make sense. She's telling you to go watch a movie, and she won't tell you why you should watch it. And no one's asking her. And then she acts like it's an important opinion to tell you that this is what she's decided is true. The strongest arguments have data. The strongest arguments have a point of view that people can visualize because you explain it. All right, whatever.
Lots of people, and I'm sure at these town halls, a lot of people are saying, we want people who are fighting. We want fighters. Obviously Democrats don't control the House and the Senate. They can't subpoena. You can't set the agenda. We don't control the White House. But people are saying we don't care. We know that.
And they shouldn't care.
So what does it mean to you?
They should care that you can't do shit. They should care. Because it's not like this just happens out the blue. All wrong decisions, terrible decisions, horrible play calls, lack of hustle. There's things like the team has to play to execute. There are, I'm just using a sports analogy. This is way more important than sports. But if you ever rooted for a football team or a basketball team or any professional sports team, teams don't just end up getting championships, and other teams don't just end up being on the bottom because that's just how it happens. Now, it requires you to do things or not do things, intentionally not do things. And that's what the Democrats have done. They have intentionally not done the things that will put them in a winning position. Don't fool yourself. It requires effort to win, and it requires effort to lose. It required effort for purple states to go red. Trump won like 84 counties or some crazy number. That took effort. Not just on Trump's side of the ball, but on the Democrat side of the ball. Just like you could say, hey, I decided not to frequent this restaurant. Why? The food sucked. The tables weren't clean. The bathroom stunk. Parking was a nightmare. Their customer service was whack. They overcharged me on my bill. You'll have reasons. It's not just, we just decided not to go because we just decided not to go. Everyone's operating in this headspace, it seems, like they just got struck with lightning. Like just bad things befell the Democrats. And all I'm saying is, no, that ain't how it happened. It takes effort to suck. But did they lose money while it was happening? No. Because in this game, they kept picking up money the whole time from their donors and from their billionaires, which are twice as many billionaires for the Democrats than the Republicans, that they don't talk about, that nobody questions in corporate media when they talk about Elon. They don't bring up Bill Gates and Mark Cuban. They don't bring up Bezos and Zuckerberg and all the others, and Soros and all the other people that have contributed millions of dollars to the Democratic Party. Everyone's quiet about that shit. And all I'm saying is, this tour that they're on that is saying the oligarchs, they are the oligarchy. They are. The Democrats are the establishment. That's why Trump went and got people you wouldn't expect him to get, because the Democrats own the establishment, because the Democrats are the establishment. Get it? And anybody who doesn't know that, newsflash, they are the establishment. Now, maybe things will change. Things were different under Bush. There were establishment Republicans supporting Bush. Trump don't got a lot of establishment Republicans. He's got people that are scared of him, and he's got people he brought from the outside. It's the reason. Because he couldn't trust the establishment. All right, let's keep going, guys. Give a like for this segment. I think we're doing okay tonight. It's a tough night, but we're gonna hang in there, guys. Give me a like. Let this. We're trying to get to 400 likes tonight. If you're on X, please repost. If you're on Facebook and you're not that guy who was an asshole earlier, please repost. Wow, man. Let's go.
To fight. What's your message to other Democrats though too? And how do you interpret that fight?
So number one, there is some personal responsibility in this because many of these purple districts, like mine, some of them went to Trump and they still voted for a Democrat. So people are going to have to decide what they want next time. But most importantly, Republicans across the country need to be able to stand up and push back.
Oh, let me get this right. You lost because Republicans didn't push back against Trump. Now you're supposed to beat him. All that money, $2 billion. Hillary spent $1 billion, beating it at $1.5 billion. Kamala spent at least $2 billion. What are you talking about? Now she's blaming Republicans for Trump being in office. She just said we got to take some responsibility. And then she said, Republicans got to fight back. Yo, I don't know if you noticed or not, lady, but a lot of polling shows most Republicans and people that voted for Trump are happy that they voted for Trump, not unhappy. So saying they need to fight back is kind of goofy because they got what they wanted. They got more of what they wanted than what they didn't want. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they wanted the tariffs. To be honest, I don't think they wanted the tariffs, but yeah.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I want you to look at every level of office around you and support Democrats who actually fight, because those are the ones that can win against Republicans.
I would not be telling you the truth if I didn't tell you that within the Democratic Party, there are billionaires who have undue influence. Democrats have turned their backs on the working class of this country.
Then why are you out there, Bernie? Why the hell are you out there at 83 years old trying to get people to vote Democrat? What good is saying that and then still doing what you're doing? Yeah, I know. She want to leave me, but I refuse to let her go. You can cry and cry for your sympathy. Means that much to me.
That was Senator Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez drawing more than 30,000 supporters in Denver on Friday. I was there and spoke with Senator Sanders after the rally about whether the Democratic Party can do anything to slow President Trump's agenda.
Bernie is back.
Hey, Mr. Trump, people fought and died to create a democratic society. You're not going to take it away from us.
83-year-old independent Senator Bernie Sanders is drawing crowds even bigger than he did as a presidential candidate.
Feeling the burn.
Yeah.
For the past month, Sanders has taken his fight against President Donald Trump on the road. He's billing it the Fighting Oligarchy Tour.
We will not allow America to become an oligarchy.
In Denver, the anti-Trump sentiment was strong.
Oh, I think it's a disaster. And he talks about he has a mandate. He never had a mandate.
But so was the frustration with Democrats.
How's the Democratic Party doing challenging this?
They got to be a little tougher.
But being a bunch of doormats.
It feels like we're left stranded when everything feels like it's crumbling.
Tour's Western swing, Sanders was joined by New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
He has handed the keys of the federal government to Elon Musk and is selling off our country country for parts to the richest people on the planet.
More than 30,000 people showed up for their joint appearance in Denver.
Look, as you know, when you run for president, you do a lot of rallies, and we've done a lot of big rallies. 32,000 people here is by far the largest rally I have ever done, and nobody's running for office. That tells you something.
So what are you trying to accomplish?
It tells me something about your rallies, too. I thought you had bigger rallies than that. I feel like I was lied to.
With this tour?
I'm trying to make it clear to the people throughout the world and throughout our own country that the American people are not going to sit idly by and allow Trump establish an oligarchic form of government where Musk and other billionaires are running our government. And we're not going to sit back and allow him to form an authoritarian form of society undermining the Constitution, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and undoing what the founding fathers of this country did in the 1790s, separation of powers, making sure that no one person had an extraordinary amount of power. And that is precisely what Trump is trying to do. He wants it all. He doesn't want Congress. He doesn't want the media. He doesn't want the judiciary. He wants all of the power. We cannot allow him to have that.
Well, I hear you telling people out there, fight back. What do you mean, though? How do they fight back?
Well, it's the question. We're working on it right now. But I think, first of all, coming here and showing the world that Americans are not going to sit back and take what Trump is doing is a good step forward. But obviously, what we need to do is what neither political party is capable of doing right now. And that is develop a strong grassroots movement prepared to run candidates, prepared to stand up and...
Yeah, here we go again. This is a song and dance. So basically what he's done is he's taking the anxiety of Americans once again, use it and saying, hey, we're going to do something. And then it's not going to do anything. And it's going to come around 2 years from now. It's going to say, oh, vote for these Democrats. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's always done. Look, hey, I've seen it too many times. I cannot contribute to, nor be a party to, the same song and dance that already took place twice. This will be the third time that Bernie does this. 2016, 2020, and now 2024. This is the third time he's done this. He does this every election. He comes out and says, oh, we should have done this and should have done that, and we need to do all these other things. None of those things get done. People get a bunch of fury. He raises a lot of money. And what happens? What happens? What I'm saying, what happens? When are people going to just accept the change that they want? Is not going to happen with the Democrats being in power and you being there. Like, I think, once again, you're going to have to leave it. Look, Black Americans, we didn't get reparations. We didn't get police reform. We didn't get investments in our communities. And now what we getting? Nothing. We get a bunch of talk from Bernie Sanders. And it's too convenient. It's too late. Talking about we going to fight now. How are we fighting? What's the fight? This ain't radical. It's late. Bernie isn't radical. He's late. AOC isn't radical. She's late. This is late. It's too damn late. You know that saying? The rent's too damn high? Well, the revelation is too damn late. The revolution is too damn late. That's it. The revolution's too damn late. You should have revolted back when you and your party and you had the power to revolt, when you could force your will on a party that was in power. That's when Bernie's supposed to have a backbone. That's when he had no backbone. That's when AOC had no backbone. At the precise time when having a backbone would be most beneficial for us, they didn't have a backbone. Now they're at a time where them having a backbone would be the least value, would hold the least value for us. And now they got all the backbone. They just walking around. Look at my backbone. Look at this backbone I got. Yeah, when you can affect nothing, when you can change nothing, when you can stop nothing, when you can build nothing, when you can offer us nothing, and then all of us going to come with this, your handout, wanting donations to build up your own crap party. I know that. I know your mailboxes are lit up, ain't they? You people that have ever voted Democrat, I know your mailboxes are lit up with Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders and AOC asking for donations from ActBlue. I know it is. because that's the game.
Question candidates, demand responsibility from their elected officials to stand with working families and not just the 1%.
I've been covering you for a long, long time. I've heard you railing against millionaires and billionaires for a long time.
Hey, guess what?
Is it different?
Turns out a few other people are catching on to that, right? Yeah. I have been talking for many years about this country moving toward an oligarchy. And I think anybody who is not dumb, deaf, or blind is seeing precisely what is happening. Trump's inaugural, right behind him, 3 wealthiest guys in America. You know, Lincoln talked about a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Remember? Well, we got a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for the billionaire class. That's what we have.
So we're about 60 days into the Trump era, the second Trump era. How would you grade the Democratic Party's response?
Well, I would take us back even 2 years before that, before Trump was elected, and saying that it saddens me that when the Democrats had control of the Senate, they did virtually nothing for working people. And I have to say that I'm a member of the Democrat.
There you go. There you go. So what's going to be different this time, Bernie? Now they got religion. Now it's going to be a different story, Johnson. There we go. It's being honest. And for this type of honesty, what happens to you, Bernie? They stick knives in your back, throw you in a ditch, and throw dirt on top of you after throwing a stick of dynamite in the ditch with you. That's what they do, Bernie. And what do? You somehow miraculously escape the ditch, and you go right back to working for them all over again. I don't get it. Unless you're in on it. You know, at some point, man, and I've had beef with other people about this guy. God, if I could go back in time. Because sometimes you're just not on the same page with people at the same time. You know, everybody, and that's one thing I think people need to recognize. It took me time to recognize this. People are going to be in different stages at different times. When you get it, somebody's already doesn't get it. When you get it, doesn't mean they're horrible people. And we should be mature enough to realize, you know what? They ain't get it at the time. I can't deal with them because they don't know what's going on. They're not where I'm at. I'm at a different place. But the bottom line is, Bernie Sanders, man, you can't go back in time. It is what it is. You're expecting people to do the same thing they've already done to get the same results? How can this be any different, Bernie? I don't see a difference. I just don't. Bernie says, I know. 2 years ago, we could have did that, and we didn't do it. And I understand how wrong that is. So, Bernie, what has changed? What's changed? What makes you believe the Democratic Party won't do that all over again? And that's the difference. That's a major difference, man. It's a major difference.
It saddens me that when the Democrats had control of the Senate, they did virtually nothing for working people. And I have to say that I'm a member of the Democratic caucus as an independent. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And since then, do I think the Democrats have been effective in rallying the American people in stopping Trump's movement toward oligarchy and authoritarianism? No, I don't.
Is there anything that you think Trump has done right?
Yeah, I mean, I think cracking down on fentanyl, making sure our borders are stronger. Look, nobody thinks illegal immigration is appropriate.
Bernie, come on, you know that's bullshit. You thought that immigration, you thought nobody should have to go through any checkpoints or seek asylum. Just open the door and just walk in. That was you, Bernie. You were on that, get rid of ICE, and just everybody just become Americans, like the entire world. You forgot that we got people in America not doing so good, who may not need all those other people in this country taking up the resources of a country that we're barely hanging on the bottom rung. You didn't give a shit about that. It was an afterthought. No one cared because mainly who you guys support are people that got money. They're in a certain position. They're doing well, and their donors, definitely the donors, the businesses that you support, the corporate bailouts that you signed on or your party signed into law. Y'all did that without a blinking, and now, without blinking, y'all did it. You signed on. And now, it's what we call campaign season. And you are bleeding voters, and now you're campaigning. You're campaigning because you're forced by desperation to have to come out here and talk to people and try to get somebody to save the Democrats from becoming an afterthought, a ghost party, a party that really is gone. And I don't think you can do it, Bernie. I don't think you can save it. I don't care how many of the poor whites that come out to support you, Bernie. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, there is no policy behind it. You don't have any policy, nothing to offer these people. You're just an outlet for people to come scream at the moon, yell at the moon. Ah! They come out, yell at the moon with you. Then they go back to real life. And that's it. And maybe a couple of them will take what little bit they have in the bank to give you money so you can hold your next event. You can come out and tell everybody to scream at the moon. Ah! And then the cycle continues. And I just don't think it's fair nor reasonable to ask people to do that dumb, pointless exercise in order to feel like they're part of something. You don't get it. When I was supportive of the political revolution, I believed in it. I would not support something I don't believe in. I would not support candidates or political party who I do not believe in. There is no reason for us to be attached to any party. We need to be attached to what's important for our families. That's it, that's all.
And I happen to think we need comprehensive immigration reform. But I don't think that it's appropriate for people to be coming across the border illegally. So we've got to work now on comprehensive immigration reform. The idea that Trump has, I don't know what his latest numbers are, he wants to deport 20 million people who are in this country who are undocumented. Well, you do that, you destroy the entire country, because I got news for you. Trump's billionaire friends are not going to pick the crops in California that feed us. They're not going to work.
Even with your Democratic billionaire friends, right? But you know what? They got machines that pick crops now. You do know that, right? I seen a machine picking crops. You know, that tired ass talking point is gone. You know, I don't know how many 100,000 migrants that came to Chicago, they ain't picking crops. That ain't what they're doing. They're working in all types of industries, and picking crops ain't one of them. Okay? There ain't a lot of crops to pick in Chicago. That's not what they're doing. They're not picking crops in New York City, where Mayor Adams said he spent what? Shit, $1 billion? Not $1 billion. Was it $1 billion? It could have been. It may have been $1 billion. I forget. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was over $1 billion. On just migrants. And they're not picking crops, Bernie. Stop. Cut the cap.
In meat packing houses, that's what undocumented people are doing. So we need a variety of programs, guest worker programs, but mostly...
Meat packing, yes, meat packing. You mean the same jobs black people used to have 20 years ago, 30 years ago, those jobs. A lot of white people worked those jobs too. Meat packing, like Smithfield, Tyson's. Yeah, meat packing. A lot of people work those jobs, Bernie. Not just people that cross the border. Now they probably pay garbage now because of the influx they were able to get cheaper labor. But that's the whole point of it, isn't it? Meanwhile, you sat back while Biden opened up the doors for 3.5 years, and I don't remember you complaining that one time. So you say nobody wants this to happen, but you allowed it to happen for 3 years, solid years straight. Unprecedented. Never before seen in history. The influx of numbers of people that came across that border. And Bernie Sanders had nothing to say. Now he's up here talking, revising history. Yes.
Comprehensive immigration reform.
But you know, illegal immigration, it exploded under Biden, and it had been high for times under Trump as well, but it exploded under Biden, and nothing was really done until his last year in office when he was...
Yep, should have done much better, no argument.
So realistically, Republicans control the House, they've controlled the White House, they control the Senate. So what realistically can be done?
Well, for major pieces of legislation, you still need 60 votes.
Yeah, you could send us money and we could hold more rallies and we could talk more shit. you can vote for us, and we can continue to hold rallies and talk smack, and you can keep on giving us money. Yeah, you can just keep giving us money, and we can keep opposing it, being your voice and standing up for you. If you just keep giving us money, we can continue to continue to do performative politics. Yeah, we can continue to pretend to do something that makes you feel like something's happening, other than what's happening, which is the Republicans are in power, and the Republicans are doing what they're able to do because they have the House, the Senate, and the White House. Just like when we had the House, the Senate, and the White House. We did what we wanted to do. Just so happens what we wanted to do was not do things to the working class. We wanted to build electric car battery charging stations. Okay, that's what we wanted to do. Out of here.
In the Senate. And let's be clear. I mean, we have picked many of the spots that I've gone to in Wisconsin, in Iowa, in Michigan. We chose them carefully.
Yeah.
And those are because they have Republican congressmen who won by small margins. Right now, I don't know what the number is. I think if 2 or 3 Republicans out of 200 and whatever it is, 18 or whatever they got, choose not to support giving tax breaks to billionaires and cutting Medicaid and education, we can defeat this big supplemental bill, the beautiful bill that Trump wants to see passed. So right now, what we're trying to do is put pressure on those congressional districts, demand that Republican Congress people sit down and talk to their constituents and explain why they think it's a good idea to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1% and cut veterans programs, cut Medicaid, cut Social Security, cut education.
You said that
I don't know what Trump's going to do because, you can't trust Trump because he's Trump, right? Trump said he wasn't going to cut Social Security or Medicare. He ran on not cutting these things, and all I get is Democrats saying he's going to cut them. And you know what? We hear this every election. It's the same thing. Democrats say Republicans are going to cut your Social Security. They don't cut it, and all the poor people run out and vote. Well, not all the people, but a lot of people vote based on that lie. It's not even true. Well, and the election's over, and people are still letting them say that lie. Like, no one's even running. It's just annoying to keep hearing it. Yeah, just because you want to cut the amount of employees, which has grown by 20% in some of these agencies just over the last 4 years because of Biden. Like, why would you need for an agency to grow 20% in 4 years? Like, did it come out with a new skateboard or something? Did it have a great year of marketing? So it was able to do, what happened? Did it develop an amazing new telescope? No, nothing. They didn't do it. A business might grow 20% under 4 years by doing something. Like they saw an acceleration and a product took off. They expanded and it was successful. And they opened up a couple new locations. And from that, they had to grow, or they can't keep up with the amount of customers because this got such great product. They got a line around the corner. They need a bigger place, and they need to have more cash registers. They need to have more servers. They need to have more tables. They need a bigger, there are reasons why a company might have to grow 20% in 4 years. But there's no damn reason why a government that doesn't create profit has to grow 20% in 4 years. And then when you say, hey, we need to cut back to where you were in 2020, you say you want the people to starve. You don't want the people to have quality food. Nah, cut the fancy aprons. Cut the new age microwave that you brought that cleans the self-cleaning, whatever, that goes to the store and buys its own, has a robot that picks up and delivers the food to the microwave, that pops the door open itself and does electric arm that puts out the food on a platter to you so you can serve it. Cut out the white glove service at the curb for the people. They could, maybe they could park their own cars, and maybe you could do away with the china and the crystal chandeliers. Like maybe you could get those, turn them back in. You can have track lighting like you had. Maybe you don't need 20 servers. A couple of them just outside in the back smoking weed, doing serving hours. You can still keep serving food, just cut all that extra shit. But see, that's too logical. What I'm saying to you makes too much sense. It's too reasonable. It sounds like what I'm saying is crazy. It's not crazy. This is really what they're doing. They're growing these agencies because Biden wanted them to grow them. Because they want to get their friends hookups and people got jobs or whatever. But what grounds did they have for expanding all of these agencies? They were not creating profits. Why are you growing them? Say, well, why do we need to spend all this extra money on these things? And then say we're going to make cuts. It doesn't mean you cut benefits. But see, that's how greedy and disgusting these people are. People are so greedy and disgusting. When you say we're going to cut budget, the first thing they bring up is the people. The people that they serve. They don't bring up themselves. They don't bring up their own salaries, the number of people that they've hired, the corporate outings, the conferences, the equipment. They don't bring up anything they use, all the Ubers and the Airbnbs and the first class flights. They bring up none of that. They say, well, how are we going to help the crippled children? What are we going to do with the crippled children? Meanwhile, they got a yearly jaunt they all go to. They call it company building out in some island for 2 weeks. And everybody gets this 10% salary bump, right? All the top people get this salary bump every whatever. Like, they don't count that. Like, maybe that's what we should cut. It's disgusting, man. It really is. And what's more disgusting, all the people that buy into this and get scared and get become fearful. And what's disgusting about it is they intentionally scare these people to benefit themselves. That's disgusting, man.
The passage of this bill, the continuing resolution, was an absolute failure of Democratic leadership. Who are you talking about?
Well, Schumer is the leader of the party, and it should not have happened, period. No question about it. But, when we talk about Democratic leadership, we're talking about the Democratic Party in general. So look, there's been nobody more critical of Chuck Schumer than I have been. And not just on this thing. But the bottom line is not just Chuck Schumer. It's not just Chuck Schumer. It is you got a Democratic Party in general that is dominated by billionaires, just as the Republican Party is, that is operates under the leadership of a bunch of inside the Beltway consultants, very well paid, who are way out of touch with the 32,000 people who are here today.
Ocasio-Cortez's criticism of Schumer has been harsher, fueling speculation she'll challenge him in the Democratic primary when he is up for re-election in 3 years. For his part, Sanders doesn't want to talk about whether or not Schumer should remain the Democratic leader in the Senate. And he got irritated when I asked him about the possibility of AOC running, abruptly getting up to end the interview.
Okay, you're out there with AOC today. Do you see her as a future of the progressive?
We have one of the untold stories of what's going on in current American politics, is that in the House of Representatives, you have dozens and dozens of strong, smart, disciplined, hardworking young people in the Progressive Caucus.
I'm about to get very upset about this. I just got very angry because I've seen this. I just want you to.
And way back when I first came to the Congress and the House, I helped form the Progressive Caucus. We had 5 people in it at that time. Now they got close to 100. So you got a whole lot of good people. Alexandria is extraordinary. I am so impressed by her work in Congress and she inspires young people all over the country.
Would you like to see her join in the Senate?
Right now, we have, as I said, just a whole lot of people in the Congress. Okay, Jonathan, thanks.
Wait, I got one more. This is important.
Well, I asked you.
Okay.
You want to do nonsense, do nonsense.
No.
I don't want to talk about inside the Beltway stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you.
No, fine, but I don't want to talk about this. What was the last question?
I was just going to ask you one more question about you. I mean, that's all. I was literally your last.
What is your question?
Well, I mean, it's easier. I mean, I want to ask you about your future. This is the biggest crowd. You said you ran for president twice. This is the biggest crowd you've ever seen. Are we going to see you run again, or what's your future?
No, right now, I am very proud that the people of the state of Vermont sent me back to the Senate with 63% of the vote. Right now, I'm Vermont senator. That's what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I am 83 years of age, and I'm tired.
All right.
I recognize I got some people watching this show that feel a certain kind of way about me having something to say about this. I get it. I get you leaving. Fine. Do that. This show ain't for you. Let me get this right. Bernie Sanders could get up and walk away when someone's asking him, should Ocasio-Cortez take Schumer's place? That's what you just saw him do, right? We're real clear about that. Why doesn't he show that type of fire when his party was taking a dump on working people? He himself admits 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the Democratic Party did not do what they should have done for working class people. When they had the House, the Senate, and the White House, they did not take that power and use it to make your life better. But Bernie had no intentions to walking out on their ass, did he? Nah, he didn't get up and walk out. He didn't stand up, throw a fit. On principle, he didn't do anything, did he? Also now, because of his friend, Chuck Schumer, he don't want to say nothing bad about him. Just being asked a question, he ready to get up. He say, oh, you want to play games? He's ready to walk out. These people are phonies. They're fakes and frauds. When they talk about eliminating abuse, fraud, and waste, they need to start with the actual politicians themselves. Start with those guys. Start with the politicians. There's your fraud, your abuse, and your waste. What about the human waste that's taking up space, that's lying us constantly in Washington? What about them abusing their powers, using it for their own personal gain, to put money in their pockets, to write unreadable books, to be superstars and influencers, to come at us every day on TV as if they're they're actors or performers. And that's all they're really doing is performing for us, huh? Performing a ritual of lying to us and then gaslighting us. Lying to us, gaslighting us, shortchanging us. Lying to us, gaslighting us, shortchanging us. Bernie Sanders, what he just did here, it just got me thinking, man. Because I've seen that part before, and I said, okay, I want to definitely use this and talk about it. But it wasn't until just now that I thought about the hypocrisy of someone who would get up and storm out, not over us, not over my kids, not over your kids, not over your parents, all the reasons in the world why he should storm out on the Democrats if he had any fucking ethics at all. He don't do it. He doesn't do it. He's calm. He takes his money. He does his job. But over a stupid question about Chuck Schumer's inept, feckless, lame politics, he don't want to speak. Or Ocasio's lame, equally lame, in my opinion, gaslighting, theatrical politics, he don't want to comment. These people have solidarity with some people. And it's not us. It's not us. This faux solidarity, this faux recognition and commitment to the people. It's all it is when they're doing these dumb rallies. But if you believe that, if you believe these rallies really mean something, if you don't understand when somebody's chips are down, when they're selling you wolf tickets because they're out of power, then right now is the time to drive the stake through their heart. If you can't see that, I don't know what you, I don't know what you were raised on or where you are coming from, but you damn sure are a liability to the rest of us. Because if one thing's clear, or one thing's for certain, the BS that they're on is desperation. And they're not going to change unless we make them. Let's make them change. Man, make them change. If you don't make them change, they'll never change. I saw a clip where Don Lemon said he's now a progressive. And that's all I needed to hear, man. All I needed to see is this clip with Don Lemon saying he's now a progressive. And now I'm sure the sky is falling. The sky has failed.
A bad thing when it helps so many people around the world.
Senator Sanders for taking the time to talk to us and for letting us get that last question in.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Bernie Sanders, we are not a poor country, but you are treated like we are. Now, didn't I just say this the other day? I didn't know Bernie Sanders was going to say that. I said we live in the richest country in the world with the most resources. When did it become bad to help people and to look out for our fellow men and our neighbors and our people even who don't live in America?
We need to look out for the people in America who are also doing bad. You bubble-living elitist jackass. You detached, worm-like person. There are people in America right here. Mister, I want to do philanthropy. I want to go do philanthropy for other people. I want to go help people in other countries. How about people in this country? Oh, fuck them. I got better things to do. These people are just some virtual signaling asses. That's all they are. I say, hey, we got people right down the street. There's a black neighborhood. There's a poor black neighborhood over. He's in New York, right? There's a poor black neighborhood probably over a couple miles from where he is right there. He won't go help them. He wants to say, oh, we need to do this to help this other country a few 20,000 miles away to make him feel good about himself. You want to feel good? Go help a family right there. Go help a family right there.
Why is shutting down USAID a bad thing when it helps so many people around the world? Isn't that Christian values? Isn't that just doing unto others?
USAID agency is a slush fund there to enrich itself and pose as it's helping people while it strips countries of all their resources. I was watching a person from, where's that clip at? Where's that clip, man? This sister broke that shit down, man. What a goofball. These people are lying to you. I have it here for you tomorrow.
Bernie Sanders.
There is no excuse in God's earth that people have to make a choice between food and the medicine they need to stay alive.
You know what? Bernie's was saying this same shit in 2016 and 2020. And you know what he did? You know what he did? Because this party did not fight for $15 an hour, which is part of what he was running on. Nothing. Didn't do a damn thing. He just went on to helping them anyway. I guess I got to help him anyway because, you know, Trump's evil.
He's right. God, I mean, what? I never thought of myself like as this crazy, raging progressive.
Crazy, raging progressive. Because you haven't been, Don. You're the same black dude who would bring on people on the show and tell black people to pull their pants up. Stop littering and stop being homophobic. That was you. I got all the receipts on you. I got a great video about Don Lemon. The Don Lemon, he don't want you to think about him being who he was and who he really is. Now he wants to be a progressive because now the American people have thrown the Democrats to the curb. They're really to the curb, man. They have the lowest approval rating that they've ever had in the history of approval ratings within their own party. I'm not talking about Republicans. Republicans don't like Democrats. We already know that. I'm talking about the approval rating of Democrats among the Democratic Party Congress. Their approval rating is so bad. The Democratic base, his viewership, are totally sick of him. Like, it's in the 20s. 27 was the lowest number I saw. The high number was 29% approval rating.
I am a Christian, but now I feel like, I guess in the Republicans' terms, maybe I'm a progressive, because I think we should be doing as much as possible to help people. People are finally listening to Bernie, says Rosemary.
People are finally listening to Bernie. Yeah, the only reason why they're letting you listen to Bernie, because he's 83 years old and he can't be president. Don't you get it? The only reason why they're not demonizing Bernie, because he can't do shit. I guess people don't get it. I hope my people get it. I hope you guys get it. I don't think the general public gets it. I think the people at the rally don't get it. They're just upset. And you know what? You'll get those crowds, man. I've seen those crowds. Those crowds been coming out. I've been there, man. I spoke at a couple of those rallies. Those crowds do get thick. But I can tell you this. Don't tell me about what you're going to do now. Tell me about what you did when you had power to do it. It ain't about, because that's what friendship is about, man. That's what a bond is, you know? A bond is a person may not have. You know, you ever had a friend that was in a jam and you knew what they needed, but you just didn't have it at the time to help them? You know? That's not something they could blame you for. I wouldn't blame you if you couldn't get me out of a jam. You couldn't help me. I'm in a bind, you can't help me because you don't have it to help me with. I get it. You know? But here's the thing. What if you had it and you still didn't help? That's the Democrats. When they had it, they didn't help. When they had the power, they did not use it to fix the things that they're now complaining about. These issues that they are concerned about existed back when they had the power. They did not fix these things. So now, fast forward a couple of years, they're out of power, and now they're the ones talking about the things themselves did not fix. And we got people that are going to be sucking into thinking somehow that's our problem. No, what you should be doing is lobbying the people in power. Do this. Lobby Trump. Don't go give money to Democrats. Why? They don't have power to do shit. Why would you go give and support people that are out of power? Why would you try to, it doesn't make sense. No, you want to go talk to the people that have power. You want to voice your opinion and your issues to the people that are in power. Right? Because that's the people that have the ability to fix it. The Democrats don't have the ability to fix anything. What they have the ability to do is take your money and your time and somehow remain viable on your money and your time as they buy their time until it's time to run again. That's all I can see happening. That's all I got out of it. I see nothing else coming out of this. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's just the way I see it, man. I cannot pretend that things are different just because people want to feel good, because people want to kumbaya, because people want to go fight, 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 fight. You know what? This is no different. We were saying this in 2015. The same thing. Trump was running in 2015. These people are so bad, they're saying it. Trump is in his last term, and they're still saying the same thing they're saying now. They're still saying it. Fight, fight, fight. Fight the power. And it's pathetic that they get Bernie still going up there being the wind-up dog for the Democratic Party. And that he is so, he tries to come across as an ethical human being that just calls it straight and doesn't lie. Meanwhile, he only gets upset, really, when you want him to tell the truth about a coworker. What about getting upset because you caucus with a party that's full of shit? that took all the initiatives that you told them to make, you supported Biden and Hillary under the guise that they were going to implement some of your policies. They end up implementing none of your policies, and you still support them. And you don't get fed up with them? No, you don't, because it's about money, baby. All right, guys, that's it. I'm through, man. I got nothing else to say, man. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section. Go to jointimblack.com if you want to become a member of this show. It's crazy enough. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a bad night. I just can't. I can't go for it, man. I cannot be a party to it. I see them. I see brothers and sisters going for the okie doke. Do it on your own. You know, we're at different times. I see you in 5 years when you wake up and realize, hold up. This is the same song and dance they gave us last time. It may take you 8 years. It may take you 8 years to figure it out. And some of you figured it out already. Some of you figured it out 4 years ago. Shout out to you. You know who you are. But I can't go for the okie doke, man. We need changes. We need tangible changes to the system. That's what we need. And last thing what I'm trying to get people to do is to say, forget signing up with a party. Let's be independent. We make our decisions based on what's on the table. Because that's the only thing they recognize, I believe. Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. What's up? Let me know what you think, Johnson. Let me know what you think, Johnson. Okay. Black Mama with a super sticker. Thank you for giving somebody a membership, Black Mama. Trust No Party with a sticker. Gail Mitchell. Thank you, Gail. The Doom Party is under reconstruction. They lied to the American people. Yes, they did. On too many issues that had more than solutions. Yes, they did. Super sticker. Thank you, Yaya's kids. Still got the selfie behind her. No self-awareness. Damn, Harry, you saw that too, huh? Yeah, it says a lot about her. It does. It says a lot about her, folks. All right, guys, that's all I got, man. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted, man, with myself ever listening to that rhetoric. God. Don Lemon acting surprised. Don Lemon been doing this job for 20-something years. He's heard Bernie get these speeches forever. Now he like, I think Bernie's on to something. These people see the way the wind is blowing. The average, like neoliberal, the average liberal garbage is at the bottom of the barrel right now. No one's interested in it. Even Don Lemon knows he got to get off that sinking ship. And that's all he's doing. He's taking advantage of the moment. These people are self-serving. You heard Bernie in 2020 talk the same stuff. Bernie's message has been the same message since the 90s? I didn't even know who he was in the 90s. I've gone back to taping him in the 90s saying the same thing about the millionaires and the billionaires. These people popping up, talking smack. Now, I can see a voter not knowing, but Don Lemon cannot act as if this is new. And wow, Bernie's got a point. He can't do that. At least he shouldn't be able to. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, Tim Black Show mug, Tim Black Legacy mug. $20 to your door. Politics for the people. And that's the only politics we should give a damn about. The politics for the people. All right, Johnson. Like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread. And where are my ladies? Lord knows I need to see y'all. Where are my ladies?
Now, there you go. I gotta wait till it's my
Bye.